Okay, so my presentation is slightly different. I'm just going to focus in on one small thing that's working for us well. Just to set a little bit of a context, I'm from Loreto Kirribilli in Sydney. We've had Schoolbox about fully running really for about just over 12 months. And we also this year, over the course of about 6 weeks, rolled out BYOD from 7 to 12. So a bit of a hectic time for us. We've also got a new principal and other things going on. But I have to say that Schoolbox was a real, one of the key enablers for our BYOD program. Things just seemed to flow that much better when we had given that we had a portal and an LMS running. And it was a real supporter to that program, and it has been a relatively easy process for us. I'm just going to jump to my slides now. There you go. So I don't have photos of the school. You can Google the school and go onto Google Images. There's plenty of photos there. But we're in a pretty nice location in Sydney. And what I did want to talk about was just how Schoolbox and Google Apps were working for us in a couple of ways. As part of our BYOD, we rolled out Google Apps this year as well as Office 365. And we also, with BYOD, basically turned over from a fully Windows school to basically 95% Mac overnight. So what we found was that between Schoolbox and Google, both those things really supported the Macs particularly. So firstly, we had a lot of success just simply uploading documents. If you're a Google school or if you're thinking of doing Google, the integration in terms of uploading files, accessing Google Drive, and also Office 365 works really, really well. Even to the point where students are producing things in Google and uploading into the due work area. It PDFs the file, and happy days, everyone gets what they need. Embedding documents. This is an example of a help page. So our EV is CHALK, which stands for Collaborative Hub at Loreto Kirribilli. Just someone came up with that one day, and we thought, oh, that might work. So now it's, put it on CHALK, go to CHALK, you'll find it. That's the sort of language that we deal with, and it works really well. So this document here is just a screenshot of an embedded document that I work on with a few others. We work on it as a Google Doc, and it sits in CHALK or Schoolbox for everybody to access. Here's another example of a teacher that has embedded I'm going to attempt to go out to that now, has embedded Google Slides, so she likes to work in slides and really nicely and easily embed those slides on her page, and it works really, really well. Jump back here. Then the last thing that I just wanted to show was how we've embedded video submissions on due work page, the grading page. So with our GAFE subscription or setup, part of that is that every student has their own YouTube channel. That can be enabled or disabled, but we have enabled it. We've talked to students about how to manage that, and now we're seeing that there's a real nice integration between having their own channel. I mean, they could have done this themselves anyway, but we have a little bit of management about it now. And what we can do is, so this was an example of a task where in English classes they had to do a video reflection on a novel, and it was going to be assessed. So now with everyone with their own device and built-in webcam. It was an easy thing for students, so they would go to the due work page, they would upload their file, or link to their YouTube video and embed that, and eventually the screen looked a little bit like this. So it was a really nice way in which the teachers can view those videos and at the same time go straight to their grading page and just be quite seamlessly watching the video and marking and commenting at the same time. So there's some audio coming out of there, but not that we necessarily need to hear that. I just really wanted to show you that fire in the background there, that girl was, when she filmed her video reflection, I thought it was a really nice touch.
How we see ourselves
oh, there it
is formed through our grandparents or parents, and that it is a gradual process to properly recognise certain vital parts.
So it's the small things like that that get teachers excited. They just found that such an easy process when you compare with some of the other kind of ways prior to Schoolbox and prior to BYOD that we had to get access to their video files. There was all sorts of convoluted USBs and uploads to different parts of the network and whatnot, but this worked perfectly. Thank you.